Did you know that an estimated 1.13 billion people worldwide have hypertension? Most of them living in low and middle income countries. One in four men and one in five women have hypertension. One in five people with hypertension have the problem under control. Hypertension is a major cause of premature death worldwide. So, good morning, teacher and classmate. Uh, my name is Agnaldo Porta, and today's topic is hypertension. I am going to talk about this topic. Well, my presentation is going to be divided in four parts. First, concept, classification. Second one, risk factors, symptoms. Third, treatment, recommendation. And fourth, conclusion. Okay, moving on to the first part, I'm going to talk about the concept. Uh, According to World Health Organization, hypertension, also known as high or raised blood pressure, is a condition in which the blood vessels have persistently raised pressure, putting them under increased stress. Each time the heart beats, it pumps blood into the vessels. Okay, the main idea of this, the important fact in this is blood pressure readings are given in two numbers. First, the higher number or the top number is the maximum pressure that your heart exerts while beating. Its name is systolic pressure. In the bottom number or the lower number is the amount of pressure in your arteries between beats, the systolic pressure. Okay, this I am going to explain in the part of the classification. Okay, now let me move to on the next point, that is classification. Okay, classification. According to the American Heart Association, you know, I found this chart in its website. You know, with this chart, we can classify the different stage of hypertension. These are the numbers that I explained in the previous slide. Okay, what is the main idea of this? Okay, the main idea of this that is using this chart, we will know what is the treatment that we need to use. Okay, this is the normal stage. In this stage, we don't have problem. Okay, in this stage, we need to avoid practicing risk factors. I am going to explain in the next slide what is risk factors. In this stage, hypertension stage, we need to avoid practicing risk factors, and also we need to take medicine. For example, we have a we need I mean that we need to take pills, something like that. In this stage, we have a hypertensive crisis. I mean, in this stage, yeah, we need to consult our doctor immediately. we need to call the 911 because in this stage, yeah, we have a seriously problem. It's very dangerous. Okay, moving on to the second part, I'm going to talk about the risk factors. So, what is the meaning of risk factor? Okay, something that increases the chance of developing, you know, diseases. This is the meaning of risk factor. In this case, the first risk factor in this disease is the age. Okay, hypertension is more common in people who are more than 60 years of age. Okay. What does it mean that? Okay, if we are more than 60 years, we need to check every day the blood pressure. Uh, Also, one of the recommendation is visit the doctor constantly, to check all the values. Another risk factor is the ethnicity. Some ethnic groups are more prone to hypertension than others. For example, in this case, um, Afri- uh, African Americans have a higher risk than other ethnic groups. Uh, Another risk factor is the alcohol and tobacco. You know, we need to we need to quit this type of beverage. Also, we need to quit smoking because it's one of the most risk factor. Uh, you know, these problems. Using alcohol in tobacco. Also, we have the gender. Uh, According to research studies, um, the men have a higher risk of developing hypertension than the woman. Also, if we have a pre-existing health condition like cardiovascular disease, diabetes, we are prone to have this disease, hypertension. In the last one, sedentarism. I mean, obesity. If we eat junk food, this is another risk factor. Okay, let me move to the next point, that is the symptoms. Okay, these symptoms are if we have a hypertension crisis. For example, if we feel, constantly severe headache, vision problems, irregular heart rate, blood in your urine, trouble breathing, chest pain, fatigue of or confusion. I'm sorry. Okay, if we feel these the symptoms: chest pain, trouble breathing, fatigue or confusion, vision problems, it's probably that we have or we are suffering hypertension crisis. Okay, moving on to the third part, I'm going to talk about the treatment. Okay, the treatment is purely medical. We have several types. We have several types of drug. To treat this disease. Obviously, the doctor will give us the most convenient drug that we can use in our body. Each person is different. Let me move to the next point. I'm going to talk about recommendations. These recommendations are more likely a lifestyle change. Okay. For example, the first one, if you are overweight, we need to lose weight. Also, I mentioned in previous slide, we need to quit smoking. And third, we need to reduce drinking alcohol. We don't need to drink alcohol in excess. Uh, Another recommendation, we need to start eating healthy. This is the most common that the many doctors will give you. We need to do aerobic exercise. At least we need to walk 30 minutes per day. This is very useful, I think. I think the lifestyle change is in our hands. Okay. So the preservation of health is easier than the cure of the disease. What does it mean that? I think this quote means that it's easier to be healthy than to get a disease, because if we have a disease, we need to follow a process, to recovery or healthy. And that process is difficult. Okay, to conclude, the preservation of the health is on our hands. How can we avoid these diseases? Avoiding all the risk factors, and also we need to have a good lifestyle, even if we don't have any disease. Okay. Thank you everyone. Okay, if you have any question, I'm more than glad to answer them.